So according to this book, the Deep Tissue Manual, one biggest thing they talk about is softening muscles that are tight. However, sometimes when one muscle is overworked, just by softening it or lengthening the muscle is not going to correct the problem immediately. You might want to stretch and release the opposite muscle. For example, they're saying here, if the rhomboids are tight, which could be in a spasm, as they attempt to counteract the effects of a tight chest that roll forward. Stretching or softening the rhomboids without first lengthening the anterior chest may even exacerbate the problem. So basically what they're saying is, if for example somebody does Jiu Jitsu and they have really tight rhomboids, for example, from all the pulling that we're doing, and I go in there and I try to release the rhomboids thinking, oh, it's just the tight rhomboids, tight lats. However, their chest is really tight from maybe all the framing they're doing, all the pushing they're doing, and also from sitting behind a desk and having their shoulders roll forward, everything come forward. Just by opening up the rhomboids, it could help, but it might not necessarily alleviate the problem right away. Instead, maybe we stretch the chest and stretch and release all the other antagonist muscles that are tight, and then also work on the rhomboids. And this could be said for any other sports. For example, in the book, he talks about he once worked on a violinist who's holding a violin like this his entire life, and his rhomboids were in spasm. They thought he needed surgery. But this dude came in there and he worked on his chest and the anterior shoulder and got it to open up first, release that, and then he was able to get the rhomboids to relax, not in a spasm as much anymore, because now they don't have to counterbalance or counteract the tightness that the pecs and the chest and the shoulders were holding from all the years of violin. And then he was able to release the rhomboids and prevent surgery. A lot of things like this. I deal with people that have supposedly pain in their arms, and they say, oh, you need surgery, this and that. However, it's something called repetitive strain injury, RSI, from constant typing. The nerves in the neck get impinged, and then that cuts off the blood flow and circulation from the nerves to the arms. And then the flexors and the extensors get really tight, not only from being overworked, but from all the nerves in the neck being impinged. So they're like, oh, you need surgery, or you need to get this done, this done. The doctors don't know too much. They try to send them to physical therapy and all this stuff. However, what they needed to do is have the right muscles be released and stretched so they can create more blood flow to the arms, to the joints, so everything can work better. Same thing could be said for Jiu Jitsu. If we train Jiu Jitsu all day long on one side, making frames, pulling, pushing with one side, sometimes the body's going to go in compensation. And then from daily work, you might go back to your job, whatever it is you do, sit, type, stand, sit, the hammer, electrician, whatever. And then the same muscles are going to get overacted, and then it's going to create a whole loop of problems, which I'm not saying it's an easy fix, but knowing what muscles are tight and taking a closer look at what you're doing throughout the day, what posture you're in, thinking about what muscles are overworked, and then if you do jiu-jitsu, you figure out, okay, this is my game. I usually pull with this leg. I might need to stretch the opposite side and release that same side to create more blood flow. Thank you.